Can I say something about Russell Westbrook?
Sure.
We talked about this a bit yesterday. We broached it. So, according to our dear friend Sam Amick, I asked him yesterday because he is the oracle of all things, and he likes to do something. I can't remember.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Yes, he does. Buyout guys have to be waived by 5 p.m. Sunday to be playoff eligible.
Okay.
I would like the Kings to waive Russell Westbrook. And I explained it on social media much better than I can off the top of my head. So I'm just going to say what I said. The Kings should buy out or release or Russ. But it's a nuanced combo, I think. I think Russ Westbrook and Max Reno have been easily, unless I'm forgetting something,
You are.
the two biggest bright spots.
You're forgetting one.
What's the third?
Cardwell.
Oh, yeah. No.
I mean, he was a free agent. It wasn't even. We're praising his second-round picking.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Those are easily the three biggest bright spots. Russ has done everything he's been asked.
Yep.
And has exceeded every expectation I had for him. And I respected Russ's game, but I wasn't necessarily a fan. If I'm being honest, when the Kings signed him, I was like, oh, God, here we go. This cantankerous guy that's weird with the media is going to roll in and steamroll all our rookies and take like 97 shots from beyond the arc. And by the way, I mean, he does take some, yeah. But I'm going to be a fan of Russ Westbrook for the rest of my life because and I've said this a billion times, the fact that a first ballot Hall of Famer who has made over $250 million in his life, who has more games by far behind him than ahead of him, is playing in the outpost that is Sacramento for the worst team in the NBA, and he's playing as if he was playing for OKC with KD and Ibaka and Durant and just diving all over the floor and hustling, and he is locked in. Like, I'm a fan for life. I really, really respect that. But here's why he should go. Number one, this is obvious. He's not part of the future. He's not. Come on. He's not part of the future. As we've talked about before, I'd rather see Nate Clifford. I'd rather see Devin Carter get those minutes and those shots. And I acknowledge that Russ right now is better, and the Kings are more likely to win games probably with him on the floor than either of those guys. But winning's kind of pointless this year anyways. Like that's not the goal of this team now is to win. The goal of this team is to develop their youth and see what they have. But I also think, and this is where I go ahead, I hold hands with Russ's fan base. He deserves better. And I would think, I would hope there's a team out there that has seen him humble himself, go out there, be a positive performer, and that they think this guy can do something for us off the bench in the playoffs. I want to see Russ play in games that matter. I think this is a rare occurrence where a separation actually benefits both sides, and the player did nothing wrong. Russ has done nothing wrong. The only question is, I think it's a fair question, I don't mean any disrespect here, is maybe Scott Perry's sitting here right now with us, and he goes, yeah, duh, but guess what? Nobody wants him. So we'd just be releasing him to his house.
Yeah, that's the thing where I would trust the intel of the league, or I go, what, Russ's agent versus Scott Perry and others go, look, hey, just doing a courtesy call around the league, this would probably benefit us. Will this benefit you? And it doesn't need to be a punishment to Russ. It's meant to be a benefit to him if there is a team. Now, the problem is if there isn't, I wouldn't do it because I just don't think that's the best. I mean, I don't know how many more games would be like last night. I mean, I know it was listed as a thigh contusion. I'm going to believe that he was out, and so he was out. But I'd look at the last two games as the example of Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
And I'm not penalizing him for taking all the shots he did against the Rockets. The Kings lost by 30 or whatever it was, 17, 18. But it was 30. They would have lost by 50 without Russ. In the end, does it matter? No. They lost by 30 or 50. Russ was putting up shots. He was good. He was good in that game. I don't understand the value of what that is for the rest of the team.
That's right.
I think his veteran presence has served its purpose.
I agree with you.
The the impact of what he is, of his professionalism, of how he handles practice, to games, to huddles, to locker room, to whatever everything that means to an organization, it's already happened. Doesn't mean you can't get more, but you still have DeMar. And there's still some
you
other
still have
guys
DeMar. Yes.
that, and Sabonis is around, and Keegan and Monk and Levine. Like it's not the hey, they don't have anybody. But I think the last 2 games as a barometer, the one where Russ took a lot of shots and played more minutes and they lost, not because they won last night, but if they're going to win, it needs to be like last night.
Yes, I agree.
And if they win a game the rest of the way and Russ is great and hits a game winner, while in the moment it's fun, I don't know what that does for the team.
It doesn't. That's the thing. That's why it's a nuanced conversation, because it doesn't.
Yeah, and it's to your point, you said it perfect. It's not to. I don't want to see them release him to see him not get picked up.
Agreed.
I don't think this is a Chris Paul situation.
Agreed.
If you have knowledge that, like, hey, Team X or 2 of them are interested, I think it makes sense to do it.
I have no way. Look, and to be clear here, because sometimes we do have conversations with Scott Perry off the air, I always want to be clear, unless you have and I don't know about it. Neither of us have talked to Scott about this at all. Right. So what I'm about to say is just simply a guess. But if I were Scott Perry, I would have informed Russ and his camp probably around the trade deadline. Hey, if you guys have my permission to explore interest from other teams, and we want to do what's right by you. If you come back and say the Denver Nuggets would like him back, the Houston Rockets would like him back, we'll make it happen.
Like, there was a story after the game last night. Chris Middleton, similar type of thing, was asked, and he said him and his group are still thinking about whether or not they're going to pursue the buyout. Like they've got as well, same kind of timeline. And apparently Denver is interested.
Yes.
All right, well, now he has a decision to
That's
make.
right.
Dallas has a decision to make. They kind of took him as part of a trade. Anthony Davis was like, hey, if you want to go on your way, look, we're not probably that interested in winning games.
Right.
We respect you as a pro. Go to Denver, see what you can do.
That's right.
If the same thing is out there for Russ,
Absolutely.
and I do not know that it is, but if it
Absolutely.
is, I say set him free.
Also,
and thank him.
Didn't I see Taj Gibson come back 40 years old yesterday, too? That's completely random. Absolutely. And that's why it's a nuanced convo again, because you go, the Kings should release Russ Westbrook.
Yeah, it's not in a negative, like, get him out of here, not by any means.
No. I'm a fan. I am so much more, like I said, before he got here, obviously I respect his game. I respect the history. But, you hear stuff, and I was very neutral on Russ. Maybe even neutral skewing negative. Like, well, I don't want him on our team. I'm a fan, dude. And by the way, he's far from perfect. And I'm not saying there's not issues and, some of the shot selection is whatever.
Right, but
the next time he defends a pick and roll will literally be the first time I've seen him defend a pick and roll. Like, I'm not trying to, write his autobiography here. But wait, I couldn't do that. Then it would just be a biography. Yeah. What I am saying is that I will be a fan for life because it's one of the coolest things I've seen in a while is see somebody he's not here just getting a check and playing psychologist. He is here and he is playing and he is taking the season like they're fighting for the 2 seed and he wants to go out there and win every single night. And I think that's going to pay off for the rookies.
I've always appreciated about that for him. I think he's probably not a tough player to coach in this way, but I think he wants to play 48 minutes.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. He's not going, we play too many games. He doesn't want nights off.
Yeah.
He wants to play all of them and get every stat. Like, he wants everything.
Yes.
And I don't think there are a lot of people cut that way. And I appreciate that about Russell Westbrook.
That's perfectly said, Jason. There aren't a lot of people cut that way. And it could be game 14. It could be game 80. It could be the playoffs.
Preseason.
Absolutely. If if there was a way to, like, out of context, watch 5 minutes of Russ Westbrook playing and, like,
tell me what game this is.
Right. Tell me what game it is. You black out the jerseys, and it's like, okay, tell me what team he's playing for tonight. And is this a playoff game? Yeah. Is this game 14? I don't know that you know.
Yeah, it's a 59-win team. Oh, he's on an 11-win team right there. It's like, same guy.
Here we go. I'll say this. I think if Luka Doncic had Russell Westbrook's discipline, habits, and motor.
If a lot of people had his motor.
Yeah. You're 100,000 trillion billion % right. We'll take a break. And by the way, I don't hate the swag either. Mm-hmm. Like, that dude's confident. Yeah. Did you see the Kings clip the other day when they were behind the scenes and whoever the social media person was, I think they were holding a sign that said, "Do you wish you were athletic?" Yeah. And Russ sees and said, "Wish? What are you talking?" He starts reeling off stats.
Like, a lot of people were kind of like offended by it. Then Maxime's like, Yeah, I really wish I was. I was more.
Did you? Yeah, right. No, Max was great about it. Did you see the one? Oh, it was. I think it was yesterday, or the day before, where there was like 6 modern words that kids use, and they're trying to see if everybody knew what they
I
were.
didn't see that one.
Oh, that's the latest one, I think. And then Dylan Cardwell tried to get Keegan Murray, who was like sitting on one of the chairs on the bench at Golden One Center. He has headphones in, and when you watch the video, like, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it looks like Cardwell's like, come on, man, do it for me. And Keegan's just like shakes his head. And then he gets up and just walks away. And watch the video. Tell me what you think. But part of me was like, I think he's really actually annoyed.
Keegan mad.
We'll take a break when we come back. Hey, rain, shine.